Happy Tuesday. Man, hitting the camera. The last couple days I've been throwing around this idea about willpower. So I'm gonna make some changes to the way that I've been tracking things. I am only going to quickly track my calories every day. I'm not gonna worry about looking and writing everything down and going over all the macros and everything, because for the most part, I know what kinds of foods I'm putting into my mouth. And the way I look at it is, you know, I've gotten to a place where I can eat with intuition, intuitive eating. I know that, based on energy balance, you know, what types of carbohydrates I can eat every day. So there's no reason to put that energy into that. See, going further on yesterday's video, I'm realizing that, you know, what Bob Proctor was talking about with goals, you know, you can't keep divvying up all your energy and putting it into all this different stuff, because you only have so much willpower in a day. And I want my willpower to be acutely focused on, you know, weight management and fat loss. But the thing is, if I'm using my willpower to, you know, take time out of my day to write down all this information or to collect all this information, and, you know, by doing macros and looking at all those numbers and all that data every single day is sucking up 5 extra minutes or 10 extra minutes a day that I could be of energy that I could be putting into reading new material or just meditating and thinking about my goal and really listening to my body, taking extra time to listen to my body in order to manage the amount of eating that I'm doing, you know, I'm gonna gain from the latter. I'm going to be able to, you know, align myself holistically with my goal of leaning out. And, you know, the more that I've been thinking about it, I've been biting off more than I can chew, you know, in the willpower area. You know, and I don't think that there's anything more important than, you know, reducing how many different, you know, areas of our life are pulling from that daily, you know, surplus, I guess, or not even a surplus, the daily allotted willpower that we have. You know, if writing, you know, maybe tracking out everything isn't, you know, the problem. Maybe it's another area of my life that's the problem. But the only way that I can you know, assess the situation, I guess, is to, you know, to start to taper. You know, I got to taper some things off. And once I, you know, get to the point where I've tapered and I see like that, you know, a change in my behavior, then I will know that, hey, you know, this is where I need to be for my, you know, for my willpower to be at the level that it needs to be at for me to eat intuitively, track the calories, you know, quickly track calories, you know, reduce the time that I'm, you know, that I'm putting in that. Because I mean, I already got to prep food and do all this other stuff. That's time that you're using that's taking up your energy, your willpower reserves too. But, you know, tracking the, you know, track my food, you know, track my calories, prep all my food, put it in all my containers, get it all ready to go and everything like that every day. You know, reduce that time and then focus more on, like, you know, chilling out and really thinking, seeing myself, visualizing myself thinner again, visualizing, you know, getting to that point mentally where I can see that image of myself, and it, you know, helps me to, you know, stick to my calories and eat at the right times throughout the day and shut off the eating at the right time. And then in the evening, you know, have more time to really sit there, really think, you know, hey, you know, listen to my body. Is my body really hungry, or is this just me, you know, the habit of eating, the habit of sitting down and watching a show and eating at night? You know, this stuff's real, man. You know, taper your life, taper things down in your life and see how things balance out. See how, you know, the other areas of your life start to grow, and if they start to grow. You know, track that and watch. See if you are able to control your eating and control the way that your body feels, the energy balance better by tapering things out of your life. Happy Tuesday.